Assalamu alaikum students, welcome back to Sky Classes Rajbagh and Paripura. Welcome back to your ORCC. I'm your host today, Riaz Majid. And today we are going to continue with our topics in grammar. As I have already told you that once we are done with these common topics of grammar for grade 10, 11, 12, after that we'll be just walking through the textbooks and talking about the important things that you are supposed to do there. But there are a couple of topics left that are so basic and fundamental, because these topics, enable you to write correctly, and that's what I repeat, that's what you are checked for in every assignment and every examination. Your correctness of your writing, the exactness of your writing, your faultlessness, your flawlessness, that's what you're checked for. So the topic that I have chosen for you today is the narration, direct and indirect speeches. Direct speech and indirect speech. What is direct speech? Direct speech is when we say something and we quote the exact words of someone. Someone has said something and I quote his or her words exactly, not mixing a single word into it. That time I'm direct in my narration. In my speech, I'm direct because I'm telling you exactly what someone has said. That's direct narration. And then the other one is indirect narration. Indirect is that I say the same thing and I take utmost care not to change the meaning, but I do not use his or her words, but I use my own words and own phrases to report to you exactly what he meant to say. I won't be able to say exactly what he said, because in that case I'll have to use his words and phrases and his expressions. But when I'm indirect, what do I do is I tell you what exactly the other person meant. I'm trying my best. I try my best to keep the meaning intact. That's the difference between direct and indirect speech. And this direct and indirect narration, it has a great effect on the way we write, the way we speak, the way we report things. We have to be very careful because it plays a significant role in your writing. It plays a significant role the way you speak. So today we are going to see a few rules, and how do these rules affect, how do these rules guide us to use the language correctly. Direct and indirect. The first thing that I would like you to see here is, I have written a couple of sentences here. I was having a class with other student, Ryan. So the first thing that Ryan asked was, why are we doing all this? Why are we doing all this? An American student asking, why are we doing all this? We're doing all this because we have to be meaningful. We have to be clear in what we say. Our communication should be very clear. People should understand what we mean to say, and they should understand exactly what we want to tell them, rather than they take their own meanings or they struggle with the words and phrases to infer the meanings. It's better to be clear. So, here is a sentence. Ryan is saying, why are we doing all this? Ryan is saying, why are we doing all this? This is the direct sentence. And there are two parts to it. Grammatically speaking, there are two parts to it that you must understand, because when you write your examinations, you are supposed to, change these sentences from direct to indirect speech. All right? So we have to understand, first thing is a direct sentence. It has two parts to it. One, Ryan is saying, that is one part. Why are we doing all this? That is the other part of it. The first part, Ryan is saying. Here you have the reporting verb, saying, and the auxiliary is saying, or it could be sometimes it could be a verb without an auxiliary. So you have the reporting verb here, and this part, why are we doing all this? This is called the reported speech. This is called the reported speech. Right? Reporting verb on this side and reported speech here. Ryan will say, why are we doing all this? Again, you have Ryan will say. This you will say is the reporting verb. And why are we doing all this? This is the reported speech. Ryan said, why are we doing all this? Ryan said, why are we doing all this? Again, Ryan said is the reporting verb here. And this part is the reported speech. Hence, I have written here reporting verb and reported speech. Now, why am I telling you all this? Because if you see in these three sentences, in the first sentence, the tense of the sentence is present. The reporting verb, the tense of the reporting verb is present. In the second one, the tense of the reporting verb is future, will say. And in the third one, the tense of the reporting verb is past. So, reporting verb, it could be present, it could be past, it could be future. It could be anything. It could be any form. Like you have continuous here, simple here, and you have simple here. It could be perfect, it could be continuous, it could be anything. It could be any tense and it could be any of the forms when it comes to reporting verb. Now, in the reported speech, why are we doing all this? Why are we doing? It could again be anything. It could be any tense again. But this thing has a bearing. This thing, the tense of the reporting verb, the tense of the reporting verb will decide how do you change the reported speech. How do you change it? How do you report it? How do you write it in the examination? This thing will have an impact. This thing will decide how do you go on changing on this side. Whether there will be changes or there may not be changes. If you want some changes here, you may make some changes if the rules permit, and sometimes you may not need to change the tense of this side. There are two things usually that change. When we change from direct to indirect, there are two things that will change, that usually tend to change. There is a change in pronouns, the way the pronouns are used in indirect speech when changed from direct speech, and very often there is a change in the tense of the sentence. So these are the two things, basic two things that undergo change when you change the narration of sentences, when you change direct speech into indirect and sometimes indirect speech into direct speech. So two things you have to remember. There would be change in the pronouns and there could be change in the tenses. All right? There could be. Now that's why I said that this tense of the reporting verb does tell us how to go about changing the speech. Reporting verb. Now we'll talk about it. Okay, so yes. Now let's try to understand what are the things, what are the changes that we have to observe when we change the direct speech into indirect speech. If you look here, when we change direct speech to indirect speech, the following things must be observed. There is a change in pronouns, as already said, and tenses usually. Not always, but usually there is a change in the tenses also. So direct speech means reporting verb and then you have the reported speech. And reporting verb, for example here, Jack said to me, I plan to go abroad to make my fortune. Jack said to me, said is the reporting verb here, Jack said, that is the reporting verb part. I plan to go abroad to make my fortune, right? So here we have to change. If you want to change the narration of this sentence, it would be like I said, there would be two changes. There would be change in the pronouns, and there could be change in the tenses. Now if I change this sentence, Jack said to me, I plan to. Now I can put it this way, Jack said or told me, we can say told me. Now I is the pronoun here, this pronoun will undergo a change. Told me that, you put this conjunction that there. Jack told me that he, in place of I'll say now he. He plans. Now since it is past tense, it has to, this present simple here will have to go to past simple. I'll be telling you all that. So Jack told me that he planned to go abroad etc. to make not my but his. In place of my, it would be his fortune, to make his fortune. So you saw there are two changes. One, this I is changed as a pronoun, my is changed as a pronoun, and then there is change in this thing. The verb, the finite verb, the main verb underwent change. Why did it undergo change? Because the reporting verb is in past, and we'll talk about that what does it mean reporting verb is in the past, and that's why this word planned, verb planned changed to planned. All right, now here it is. When the reporting verb is in the present tense or future, remember it once for all. When the reporting verb is in the present tense or future tense, there is no change in the tense of the reported speech. When the reporting verb, that is this part I have said, when that is in present or in future tense, there is no change in the reported speech. Now if you look here, Jack says, I'm not feeling well. So says is present tense. Jack says, I am not feeling well. Now you are not going to change it because the reporting verb is in present tense. There will be no change in the reported speech, tense of the reported speech. Jack says there will be change only in one thing, that is the pronoun. Jack says that he is not feeling well. So there is no change. It was in present tense, it is in present tense, no change. The only change that you saw here is that pronoun I is changed to pronoun he. So when the reporting verb is in present tense, no change in the tense of the reported speech. Second one, Jack will say, I'm not feeling well. This time the reporting verb is in future tense. The tense of the reporting verb is future, and according to the rule, there will be no change in the tense of the reported speech. Jack will say, I'm not feeling well. Now, Jack will say that he is not feeling well. So again, the change is only here. I will change into he, and then the tense is not changed. The tense will stay the same. It is present tense here, and it will stay same in the indirect sentence also. So be careful that when the reporting verb, remember, is in the present tense or in the future tense, there is no change in the tense of the reported speech. However, the pronouns will definitely change here in this situation. Okay guys, now moving to the next one. In case the reported speech is a universal truth, there is no change in the tense. One more point to it. First we said that in case the reporting verb is present or future in its own place, all right. But this is one more point that you have to add, that in case the reported speech, now we are not talking about reporting verb, but this time we are talking about the reported speech itself. In case the reported speech is a universal truth, there is no change in the tense again. For example, Jack says the sun is a star. Jack says that the sun is a star. So present and then reported speech is a universal truth. And I'm sure you know what is universal truth. Universal truth means things that are unaffected, that are not affected by change in time and place. Things that do not change with change in time and place, called universal truth. Okay, in grammar, Jack will say the sun is a star. Jack will say that sun is a star. Jack said. Now see, reporting verb this time is in past tense. This time the reporting verb itself is in past tense, but since the reported speech is a universal truth, it is still not going to change. Even if the reporting verb is in past, the reported speech is a universal truth, there will be no change in the tense. So Jack said that the sun is a star. Jack said that the sun is a star. Jack said the sun rises every day. Now again a universal truth. Jack said that the sun rises every day. So you have to be a bit careful that when the reported speech is a universal truth, you're not going to change the tense of it. Alright guys, so this is when the tenses do not change. So three things you got to remember. One, tenses do not change when the reporting verb is in present. Two, tenses do not change when the reporting verb is in future. Three, tenses do not change when the reported speech itself is a universal truth. Hope that is clear for everyone. Now, but here begins the actual change affair. Where do the changes and how do the changes take place? When the reporting verb is in the past tense, when the reporting verb is in the past tense, the tense of the reported speech changes. Mostly it changes. Except for one thing that we have already said, that the tense of the reported speech will not change if the reported speech itself is a universal truth, even if the reporting verb may be in past tense. But in rest of the cases, the tense of the reported speech does change when the reporting verb is in past. And how does it change? How does it change? There are some rules, very simple and plain to remember. Most of you may be knowing and you may need to refresh it. Here it is. Present simple will be changed to past simple. When the reporting verb is in past tense, the present simple changes to past simple. Here are a couple of examples. Jack said, I work very hard. Now, work is present simple, and if you look at it as past simple here, worked. Jack said that he, because I has to change. Pronoun has to change here, it would change to he. He worked very hard. Jack said John is absent. Jack said John is absent. But if you look at this one here, Jack said that John was present. It will change to past. John was absent. Alright. Red said Ryan completes his assignments in time. Red said Ryan completes his assignments in time. Red said that Ryan completed. Completes, present tense. Completed is past tense. His assignments. Now again you see. Okay. Now, the man said, we go to London every year. The man said, we go to London every year. The man said that we, plural, here it changes to they. They go, in place of go, you will have went. Went to London every year. Alright? The poor man said to the boys, I'm one of the forsaken parents. The poor man said to the boys, I'm one of the forsaken parents. The poor man told the boys that he was one of the forsaken parents. So what you see here is, as I said, that when the reporting verb is in past tense, the tenses change. Present tense forms change to the corresponding past tense forms. When I say corresponding past tense forms, here you saw present simple to past simple, present continuous to past continuous, present perfect to past perfect, and present perfect continuous would change to past perfect continuous. And we'd see some examples of each of these forms. Now, if you see, look at this example here. The boys said to the teacher, "Please let us go today." The boys said to the teacher, "Please let us go today." The boys asked the teacher to let them go that day. That day, today, that day, or the previous day. Now, I would like you to see, said, I have changed it to asked. And then there is one more discussion. Is it a command? Is it a request? What is it? See, boys and girls, sometimes you may be a bit confused that is it really a request? Is it really some sort of that thing? I would prefer to go safer, although it is evident, it looks like that it is a request. The students are making a request. They are requesting their teacher, right? But when it is grown-ups, it may not be a request, it could be a friendly suggestion, or just asking. So the boys asked the teacher to let them, us goes to them, right? To let them go that day. To let them go, all right? Asked. Here, sorry. Here, what you see is that the tense is changed here, asked. This is the tense. And this, let us go, here, to let them go. Here you see that I have used this, what is it called, the infinitive. Infinitive, I have changed it into infinitive. So the actual tense is decided here, asked the teacher to let them go that day. The other one, or you can use these things also, request, pleaded, in a way, right, you can say that. The officer said to the people, "Please stay calm and wait for your turn." If you look at this, the officer told the people, nothing wrong about that, because the meaning stays the same. The officer told the people, right? And the officer told the people to stay calm and wait for their turn. So here the pronoun is changed, your to their, and then there is a change in the tense also. This is the change in the tense, right? And then if you look at these sentences here, everywhere what you see is that this present simple is changed to past simple. All right? And then I was talking about this order and request and other things. If you are not clear about the mood of the sentence, it's advisable to use words like told. It's advisable to use words like asked, right? You can use these words if you are unclear about the mood of the sentence. There is nothing wrong about it. You are still correct, rather than if you mistakenly change a request to an order or an order to a request, right? That would end up your sentence wrongly. If you are not sure, it is better to stay safer using the words told and using the words like asked, right? That's the safer option. Now, there are lots of examples into it, but we'll not go into you can see them when you get your PDF. Here, present continuous to past continuous. I have said already that when the reporting verb is in past, the tense of the reported speech will change. In case it is present, it will change to corresponding past tense. Here it is. Jack said, "I'm working hard." Jack said that he was working hard. Jack said, "The boys are working hard." Jack said that the boys were working hard. The man said to the manager, "The people are waiting here to meet the boss." The man told the manager that the people were waiting there. Here, often it changes to there. People are waiting here. It will change to people were waiting there, right? Are to were, and then here and there to meet the boss. The teacher asked the students to finish the work quickly as they were, the teacher said to the students, finish the work quickly as we are leaving for home. The teacher asked the students to finish the work quickly as they were. We are will change to they were, leaving for home. So this is present continuous will change to past continuous. Alright guys, corresponding past tense, and then present perfect. Obviously, corresponding past tense, that is past perfect. Present perfect will change to past perfect. That means have, has, and third form of the verb will change to had and third form of the verb. Okay? Jack said, the student has worked very hard. Jack said that the student had worked. Has worked will change to had worked. Jack said the students have finished the work. Jack said that the students had finished the work. The old couple said, we have been cheated by some hackers. The old couple said, they had been. Now, we have been changed to they had been, because there are two changes. One, there is a change in the pronouns, and two, there is the change of the tense. So we will change to they, and have been will change to had been. Alright? The teacher said to the students, work hard as the date sheet has been announced for the final examination. The teacher told the students, you can put it this way, the teacher told the students to work hard as the date sheet here had been announced for the final examination. So boys and girls, what you see here is, as I already said, that the present tense form will change to its corresponding past tense form. Present tense form, if it is simple, it will go to past simple. If it is present continuous, past continuous. Present perfect, it will go to past perfect. I hope you are getting that. And now we move to the other tense form. Present perfect continuous will go to past perfect continuous. Very simple. Jack said, I've been working for a long time. Jack said that he had been working for a long time. So this have been working will go to had been working. Jack said, they have been waiting for you. Jack said that they had been waiting for me. Right? Had been waiting. The principal said to the students, you have been roaming around freely since morning. The principal said to the students, you have been roaming around freely since morning. The principal told the students that they had been roaming around freely since morning. The winner of the championship said, I have been waiting for this day for a long time. The winner of the championship said that he had been waiting for that day. This is changed to that. This day, that day, for a long time. The student said to the principal, this teacher has been behaving rudely since the very first day. The students, you can simply put here, told is also correct, but if you want to be accurate, as an advanced learner, you can say the students complained to the principal that the teacher had been behaving. The teacher had been behaving rudely since the very first day. Right? So this is present perfect continuous is changed to past perfect continuous. Now, past simple. Now we are done with present tense. How to change the present tense forms when the reporting verb is in past. We said that the present tense forms will change to the corresponding past tense forms when the reporting verb is in past. Now what happens if the reporting verb is in past and the reported speech is itself in the past, like past perfect or past simple or past continuous and other things? Now, if you see here, past simple is changed to past perfect. Past simple is changed to past perfect. And for that, if you remember, past simple is represented by this second form of the verb, and it is changed to had and third form of the verb, right, which is past perfect. For example, Jack said, John went home. Jack said John went home. Jack said that John had gone. Went is the second form, past simple, and had gone is past perfect, the third form, right? Jack said, I saw the boys. Jack said, I saw the boys. Now, saw, past simple. Jack said that I would change to he had seen. Saw will change to had seen. Jack said, I bought a book. Jack said that he had bought. Bought is the second form, past simple. Had bought is past perfect, right? Jack said Julie was absent. Jack said that Julie had been absent. Was is changed to had been. Was is changed to had been. Were is also changed to had been. Now, if you look at this sentence here, Jack says, I bought a book. I hope you remember, here it will not change, because we have already said that when the reporting verb is in present tense, there is no change in the tense of the reported speech. So that's why, if you look here, Jack said, I bought a book. Here we wrote, Jack said that he had bought a book. Why? Because the reporting verb was in past. But here you say Jack says, which means reporting verb is in present tense. Hence, there is no change in the tense here in the reported speech. Okay, guys? Now, a couple of examples more. The boys said to the teacher, we were not informed in time. The boys said to the teacher, we were not informed in time. The boys told the teacher that they had not been informed in time. We were not informed, had not been informed. Past simple, and here it is past perfect. Alright, guys? Now, see, when I look at this sentence, some people may say that the boys are making a complaint. They're complaining, but it is not clear. Right? Whether they are complaining or not. We can say the boys complained to the teacher that they had not been informed in time. It could be simply they are informing the teacher. The boys informed the teacher that they had not been informed in time. This is why I said that we should be a bit careful when we decide the mood of the sentence while changing the narration. Because attributing a wrong mood to the sentence could result in the sentence ending up wrongly and losing some points in the examination. So, being on the safer side, there is nothing wrong about using this. Told. Nothing wrong about it. The boys told the teacher that they had not been informed in time. The teacher said to the principal, I prepared the list of the students. The teacher informed the principal. Or you can simply say, told, nothing wrong. Told the principal that he had prepared the list of the students. Right? So, the woman said to the officer, you punished my innocent son and robbed my family. The woman said to the officer, you punished my innocent son and robbed my family. Actually, it is a bit of accusing, right? The woman accused the officer that he had punished her innocent son and robbed her family, right? So, you can also simply say, the woman told the officer that he had punished her innocent son and robbed her family. So this is why I say that this told and asked are very often you're on the safer side, right? Now this is about past simple. As I said, past simple is changed to past perfect. Now past continuous. Past continuous is changed to past perfect continuous, which means was, were, ing. Past continuous is changed to had been and ing. Right? Was, were, and ing. Was, were, and ing is changed to had been and ing. For example, the son said to his father, all the men were not working honestly in the orchard. All the men were not working honestly in the orchard. The son informed his father. Or you can simply, I repeat, you can simply say the son told his father that all the men had not been working, had not been working. Here you have were not working. So it's changed like this. Had not been working, were not working, had not been working. She said to us, I was waiting for your call. She told us that she had been waiting. Was waiting is changed to had been waiting. The boys said to the officer, the coach was behaving irresponsibly. The boys said to the officer, the coach was behaving irresponsibly. The boys informed the officer. You can also say complained, but you can always say told the officer that the coach had been behaving irresponsibly. So, had been behaving, here was behaving. The patient said to the doctor, I was having a headache all the night. The patient informed the doctor that he had been having headache all the night. You can again say told the doctor, right? Or you can also say informed. The friend said, her friend said, I was busy preparing for a competitive examination. So you can say her friend told her that he had been busy. He had been busy preparing for a competitive examination. So that is how the change of tenses takes place when we change the narration, when we change the direct speech into the indirect speech. There are a few things. I would like to have a session of, kind of doing different types of examples. Now that we are clear about the rules of it, we'll also be doing some session of examples where we'll change direct into indirect or indirect into direct, and then we will carry forward this topic. In the meanwhile, if you have any questions, you can send them to my group. Thank you very much. This is not all about narrations, but there are a couple of things left that we'll be talking about in our next lecture, and I'll be also starting a fresh chapter at that time. Thank you very much, and catch you up in my next lecture. Bye-bye and take care.